when twins Melissa and Georgia Laurie ventured out on a day trip last Sunday during their volunteering trip to Mexico. They had no idea that what should have been a day swimming and relaxing would end in scenes more reminiscent of a horror film.
Well, attacked by a 10-foot crocodile, Melissa was left fighting for her life, and without the quick actions of her sister, almost certainly wouldn't be here right now.
Well, Georgia joins us live from Mexico to tell us her story. Georgia, it's really lovely to see you. Thank you for being here today. This was, you know, meant to be the trip of a lifetime, wasn't it? Just explain what it was you and your sister were doing over there.
In Mexico, yeah. So our plan was to go to Mexico. I'm a dive master, so I was going to get a job at a diving school and teach diving. And my sister wanted to volunteer with animals. That's where her experience lies. So that was our plan, basically to volunteer. And I wanted to volunteer in a school as well. I did a TEFL course, so I wanted to teach children English.
So, I mean, you're very close. You and your sister, you have travelled the world. You've been in Mexico for some time before this incident. So what's it like to be with her? What's your relationship like?
We're very close, but I mean, everyone knows the bond between twins in general is very, very strong. And it's just lovely to spend time with someone that you love and you care about so much. 24/7, and to share these experiences and moments together. It's like travelling with your best friend all the time, and there's nothing better than that, really, to be honest. So yeah, I'm really, really lucky to have someone to share these experiences with and to reminisce with them over the years to come.
Well, one of these experiences was what you were doing. So this was last Sunday, and you'd booked to go on this excursion to this place, this lagoon, this beautiful lagoon. I mean, it sounds incredible. Why did you want to go there?
The bioluminescent really attracted me to it. I've seen the bioluminescence here before in Mexico, and it is just outstanding. Like, it's breathtakingly beautiful. So that was the main attraction for me. And just Mexico is stunning in its nature. So it just was going to be a really fantastic experience with all my friends from the hostel. And yeah, so that's what drew us to the excursion, really. We
should say, when the bioluminescence, it's you sometimes see it in the dark behind a boat or on a seashore if you're walking down it. I mean, it's the little organisms in the water that, as they get disturbed, they give off a light. So you get this beautiful shimmering light, which is one of the attractions of that lake. So you went with a guide, an unlicensed guide, and you probably didn't know that at the time. How did it all unfold?
So I went swimming with my sister and my two friends, and my sister, she saw the crocodile, so she said, "Oh, there's a crocodile," and so we started swimming away. My friend said to try and get to the bank, try and get to safety, but my two friends, they managed to get to safety, and when we turned around, I could just hear my sister screaming, and then I saw her getting taken underwater. So when I managed a bank where I could stand up, I was screaming for her, "Guys, where is she? Do you know where Mel is? What's going on? What's happening?" And they didn't know where she was, so we were all screaming her name, but there was no sound, nothing. So at the time, I'm really worried because the last thing I see is her being taken underwater, and then she's not responding. So I'm at this point thinking she's dead. Honestly, I'm not sure where she is. So I swim to where I can hear my friends, and then they just say, like, "There's her body," and I just see her floating, her body floating, face down. So I go up to her and I drag her body towards me, lay her on my chest. But then the crocodile comes and it like grabs her leg, so I start bashing it in the nose. And then it swims away. But my sister at the time, she was not responding at all. She was blue, and so I tried to revive her, and then she started flailing her arms, having a fit. I think she thought she was still being attacked, but my friends were shouting in the tree like please be quiet, because we didn't want it to come back. So I was like, tranquilo, like calm down, calm down. And it comes back again, second time. So I'm bashing it on the nose, but I'm trying to keep her head up at the same time so she doesn't drown. And then it goes away eventually, and I then try and drag her to the safety of somewhere a little bit more covered. And that's when I had to actually drag her by a hair because I was so tired. And then we saw a boat come by, luckily, just at the right time. Things happened just at the right time. So a boat came by, there was a guide in there and some people, but they weren't in a position where they could get out and help. So it came back, unfortunately, it came back a third time. And that's when she sustained a lot of injuries. That's when I sustained the injury on my wrist, where it bit her on the leg and it tried to death roll her and drag her away. So I was bashing it on the nose, and then, yeah, it went away. Eventually, we managed to haul her into the boat. But honestly, without my friends there, I don't think I would be, again, in the fortunate position that I am now, because my friend actually ran to get help, luckily. So, yeah, but we got her into the boat, and then,
you were
yeah,
told, you were told that that lake was...
way to the shore, yeah.
You were told that that lake was safe.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that in itself is a hell of a shock when you go through an experience like this.
Yeah.
What injuries did you both sustain?
So I actually have lacerations to the palm of my hand, and also to my wrist. I got a pretty bad bite mark to my wrist. My sister, she has a lot of puncture marks all over her legs and her abdomen. She had water on the lungs, and when we were in the boat going back, she was saying, I can't breathe, I feel like I'm drowning. And everyone said, oh, she's just in shock, but I saw her underwater, so obviously I'm thinking there's water on the lungs there, because she was coughing up blood and bile. And she has a fractured wrist, so she has an open fracture in her wrist. And she had actually lacerations to her stomach and her intestines. So that caused a lot of problems with infection. She actually went into septic shock from her injuries.
Is she? I know that they
it's
put
really
her in...
scary.
Oh, I can't imagine. They put her into an induced coma. So is that where she is now, or have they brought her out of that?
So they've actually brought her out of the coma now. She's doing really well. She's doing really well. So she was actually incubated, and she was in a coma for 4 days. But she's come around, and actually her recovery is really good. She can talk now. She got a little bit of movement, so she's walking. They just started her on fluids yesterday, and they're going to start her on solids probably within the next couple of days. So
I know you've had incredible
we're
support
really happy
from
with her progress.
friends
really
and family.
good.
Lots of people have helped because the cost of the medical care out there. You've had fundraising. I know that you smashed the total that you needed there. So huge sort of goodwill for you and your family. And your parents are flying out today. I bet you can't wait to get a hug from them, both of you.
Yeah. I am so grateful for all the support I've had back home from my friends and my family, but also largely from my friends here that I've made in Mexico. We've just been inundated with so much love, so much support. I had a lot of visitors in the hospital. I've had flowers and cards bought for me, and I didn't spend a single night in the hospital on my own. I've just been so truly grateful with the amount of support I've had, even from people that I don't know.
Well,
I've had friends travel from different states in Mexico, and it's brilliant. It's really nice.
Well, it's a hell of a story, and thank goodness you're both okay.
Yeah.
What do you think now of that unlicensed guide who led you to somewhere so dangerous and put you in such danger?
Honestly, to be honest, I'm trying not to blame anyone for it. It is what it is. I did ask at the time, is it safe to swim here? Because he said it's the waves from the sea are very choppy, so not to swim there. So I asked, is it okay if we swim in the lake here, in the river? And he said, yeah, it's fine. I said, are there any crocodiles here? And he said, no, there aren't. So that is a little questionable. I mean, obviously, we could have lost our lives, but I'm trying to just move forward as positively as possible. Yeah. I don't think it makes sense to blame anyone, really, moving forward just for my own healing process.
Will you give our love to Melissa, and thank you, Georgia, for talking to us.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye now.